legislation from the EU has already led in this country to improvements in environmental standards, to improvements in employment law and in human rights.
Trade unions fought for and achieved many of the rights that workers enjoy in the workplace in Britain, but it is actually nowadays the European Union that in effect guarantees them, especially when we have the Conservative government that we've got, which is so keen to roll back a lot of the rights that people enjoy in the workplace.
The poorest paid workers in this country are carers who have to go from home to home, seeing either disabled or older people at home, helping them into bed, cleaning them, and then go to another home to do a similar work for somebody else. Now, because the work that they do has been privatised, their employers haven't been paying them for the time they've been travelling from one home to the other. But because of the European Time Directive, they are now obliged to do that.
We've also got to look at things like employment rights, maternity pay, things such as that. Those are important. We need to maintain those, and coming out of the EU might put those in jeopardy.
For example, when Boris Johnson and Michael Gove talk about there being too much regulation from the European Union, what they're actually talking about a lot of the time is things which protect ordinary people. Things like the Working Time Directive, which ensures that people don't have to work more than 48 hours every week, or that they're guaranteed paid holiday each year. Things like maternity rights, where women enjoy paid maternity leave. All of these are things which the European Union guarantees. Now, it may well be that the Brexiters, the people who want to leave, say that if we left, that they wouldn't necessarily get rid of these things, but we would have no guarantee.
I want to address those people on the left who want to leave the European Union. When it was first announced, I felt very much the same, and I felt that because of the way that the Greek situation had been handled, and because of the way the migrant situation was being handled. But when you come down to it, what that isn't the European Union. That is just the overarching free market ideology that treats people that way. They happen to be in the ascendancy at the moment in the European Union. But that's not always going to be the case.
That the hard-won rights of workers have been upheld by European courts and by European laws. I believe that Europe's by far not perfect, and there are loads of issues that I would take with the European Union, but if we find ourselves in a position like Switzerland or like Norway, whereby we are bound by the rules and tied into the markets of the European Union, but have no way whatsoever to put any brakes on some of the worst excesses of capitalism throughout the European project, then we're in a worse position than we are now, not a better one.
So I think that we need to get rid of that overarching free market ideology, and we need to get rid of it in solidarity with everybody else in Europe, with the other 99% of the peoples of Europe.
You just need to look at who is arguing for removing the red tape, as they call it, and getting us out of the European Union. People like Priti Patel, the employment minister, who is desperate, she says, to get rid of at least half of the protections that workers enjoy. People like Boris Johnson and Michael Gove, people who have spent their careers trying to prevent things like the national minimum wage and to remove a lot of the rights and protections that ordinary people have in going about our lives, whether in the workplace or as consumers.
It isn't perfect, but we need to be within it in order to help improve and reform it. No, our voices won't be heard if we leave, but if we stay in, we have a chance to build a better Europe, a greener and fairer Europe.